Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. You won't believe what the fandom is buzzing about right now. A brand new video of Jungkook at the gym has suddenly gone viral. He was working out with Namjoon and Taehyung, and while the three of them are all known for their strength and dedication, all eyes ended up locked on Jungkook. His athletic body, increasingly defined muscles, and magnetic aura completely blew up the internet. But hold on, behind all of this, there's one name quietly stealing fans' attention, and yes, you already know who it is, Jimin. And honestly, what immediately crossed people's minds wasn't just, wow, or, that's amazing, but rather one name that always comes up in connection with Jungkook, Jimin. Almost without needing to be said, many fans know that Jungkook's immense energy and charm can only truly be matched by Jimin. There's something about Jimin that doesn't just complement Jungkook, but balances his strong side with softness, calm, and warmth. That combination makes many feel that no one else can truly stand beside Jungkook the way Jimin does. However, on the flip side, this happy moment has once again been twisted by those who always carry hidden agendas. The haters, or more accurately, obsessors wearing the mask of hate, are back with their so-called creativity, unfortunately used for negativity. Every time we think they've run out of ideas, somehow they manage to surprise us with yet another ridiculous stunt. Creativity that could be used productively is instead turned into a weapon to drag Jimin's name into endless false narratives. They're never satisfied with just snide comments. They keep trying to build stories through manipulated photos, botched translations, edited videos, and even old memories twisted to fit their agenda. Ironically, while they pretend not to care, or loudly claim they've already moved on from Jimin, the reality says otherwise. In fact, they've become even more obsessed. It's as if Jimin lives rent-free in their heads. No day passes without mentioning his name, attacking him, or creating absurd theories about him. Recently, things have gotten even worse. New accounts were created solely to spread lies. They went so far as to use AI-generated images, trying to fabricate proof that Jimin was dating a woman. And even more ironically, the woman they chose is the same person who has long been tied to malicious rumors about Jimin, rumors that have been debunked time and time again. Yet despite all those lies being shattered, they still try to bind Jimin to a past that was never true in the first place. Even more disgusting, they didn't stop at AI images. They actually stole real photos, personal pictures taken by Jungkook during a trip to Japan. Those photos were dragged out of context and used as new evidence to support their fake narratives. But everyone already knows the real context behind those pictures. To make it even more ridiculous, in some of the photos Jimin is clearly wearing outfits and in locations that were already publicly known. Meaning, they didn't even bother to adjust details to make the lies more convincing. Their fabrications are sloppy, yet they still boldly spread them as if they were some hidden truth. All of this only shows how far they're willing to fall just to keep their narrative alive. The most absurd part is the fictional plot they build. In their version, Jimin is painted as the villain, while the woman is portrayed as the helpless victim. The storyline is so exaggerated, like some cheap fanfiction filled with ridiculous dramatization. But somehow, in the minds of haters, it all feels logical. Consistency isn't their goal. Their only aim is to find any excuse to attack Jimin. But this phenomenon doesn't just come from obvious haters. There's also another group often calling themselves Taehyungers. They claim their main bias isn't Jimin. Yet, ironically, their daily focus is full of Jimin. They constantly wait for him, asking when he'll return, when he'll perform, when there'll be new content. Their curiosity is so strong that it's obvious, even they can't live without Jimin. The contradiction is clear. Shouldn't their bias be someone else? Shouldn't their full attention go to the idol they claim to love? But reality says otherwise. Their energy and time mostly go into talking about Jimin. As a result, support for their supposed bias decreases because their focus is consumed by someone they claim isn't their favorite. The irony is undeniable. Honestly, this phenomenon is both sad and laughable. Imagine being in a fandom where fans spend more energy creating imaginary enemies than actually supporting the artist they claim to love. They're trapped in a loop of their own making. The more they hate, the more curious they get, the more they attack, the more obsessed they become. But like history always shows, the truth will eventually shine through. No matter how many fake accounts they create, how many AI photos they spread, or how many false stories they spin, none of it can ever defeat the real facts. What they're actually revealing is only one thing. They cannot live without Jimin. They need Jimin for discussions, for forums, for narratives. And at this point, it's no longer just hate. It's pure obsession. Here lies the biggest irony. They claim to hate him, yet they consume everything about him. They say they don't care, yet they mention his name every day. They claim they're done, yet they keep making new accounts just to talk about him. They say Jimin isn't important, yet they anxiously wait for his return like true fans. All these contradictions aren't just funny, they prove just how powerful Jimin's influence is, even on those who claim to despise him. That's why the best thing real fans can do is simple: don't give them a stage. Don't interact, don't spread, don't engage. The more we respond, the more fuel they get. Let them stay stuck in their own poison. Meanwhile, Jimin will keep shining in his own way, without fake drama, without fabricated scandals. With just his talent, hard work, and genuine personality, Jimin is more than enough to conquer the world. And while haters waste time writing cheap fictional plots, the real world keeps proving who the true winner is. Jimin remains someone who cannot be ignored, not just because of his performances on stage, but because he has already become a meaningful part of so many hearts. He doesn't need fake proof to shine. He is the proof itself. In the end, all the drama, lies, and false narratives prove only one thing. Those who claim to hate Jimin are the ones who can't live without him. They say they've moved on, yet they still mention his name every single day. They say Jimin doesn't matter, yet they can't stop making stories about him. Ironic, isn't it? Meanwhile, Jimin continues to shine in his own way, with talent, hard work, and sincerity that can never be faked. So don't let hate overshadow the real light. Because in the end, truth will always win, and Jimin will remain irreplaceable in the hearts of many. See you in the next episode of Jikook Moments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the latest updates about Jimin and Jungkook. Bye bye, ARMY.